Remember last year's amazing trip? That cute first birthday party? All those photos, all those memories can be freed from your phone with a Shutterfly photo book. Rediscover and share your favorite moments with those you love. You'll be amazed how easy it is to make a photo book with Shutterfly and enjoy it for years to come. Get 40% off orders over $29 with code POD40 at Shutterfly.com and make something that means something.
A science story, huh?
These NYU scientists,
I felt
really
right.
I was
so and I just thought, well,
I had figured it out.
It was that golden moment.
Because science was on my side.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Story Collider, where true personal stories about science help us to discover how weird and wonderful it is to exist in this world and be a human. I'm your host, Misha Gajewski, and today's episode is all about how we see ourselves and how others see us. Our first story is from model Fangfang Ruose. Her story was recorded in her home in Miami, Florida, and it's such an inspiring story of body positivity and self-acceptance that I can't wait for you to hear it. Here's Fangfang.
When I was 16 or 17, I wanted to be a model, but I kept this secret inside of me. After graduating from high school, I went straight to a 2 year fashion school. The people there are photographers, stylists, and designers in the fashion industry. One day, my classmate Maya asked me if I would like to be a model for her brand, a silk brand that made pajamas and pillowcases. I told her yes because this is what I wanted to do. I was very excited and nervous because I didn't tell her my situation. I have bilateral above the knee prosthetic legs. I was born this way. My prosthetic were old, so I had to wear long pants, skirts, or leggings to cover them. I walk differently. If people didn't ask, I just won't say anything because I wanted to look normal like everyone. The photo shoot day arrived. I went to the studio and everyone was sweet and nice. Before that, I prayed to God, please give me outfits that covers my legs. And they did my makeup and hair and I feel like a star. The stylist showed my outfits. It's long pants. I feel like God heard my prayers. The photo shoot went really well, and the photographer really liked me and introduced me to another client who had a photo shoot happening in 2 weeks. I said yes, but I still didn't tell my situation to my classmate Maya or the photographer. 2 weeks later, the second photo shoot day arrived. I prayed to God, asking for the same thing. That day was hot and humid in Miami. We have to shoot outside. The stylist showed us the outfits, which were long pants and long skirt. I feel like God was on my another side again. I feel like I can do this photo shoot successfully. While I was doing my work, the client started walking towards me and she asked, "Can you jump? I wanted to see some energetic movements." My face started burning up and my heart started pumping. I told her, "No, sorry, I can't." And she looked at me dead seriously in the eye and asked, "Why not?" I was just like, "Sorry, please, I just can't." She didn't pressure me too much. However, I can see she was really upset. After that, I feel terribly down because I made the client upset. And I feel like modeling is not for a girl with prosthetics. Whenever my friends ask me to model, I would just say, "Sorry, not interested." 2 years later, I graduated from fashion school. That summer, one of my photographer friends asked me to join him at a photographer's workshop. I went there. It's a big studio with a lot of cameras and lights. I was just there socializing with my friends. This guy is bald headed with a pair of flip flops and a shorts, holding a coffee, walking towards me and starting asking questions. He said, "My name is Josh. I own this studio. My business partner Jenny and I also runs modeling agency. I think you'll be a great candidate for our agency. At first, I thought this must be a joke. Well, I didn't really care that much. I went back home. I saw my phone screen flashing. It's a DM from Josh, and he wrote, "Hey Fang, please let me know about what I mentioned this day earlier." And I left him on red because I don't know what to say. But later on, he texts again. I feel like I shouldn't just leave him on hold, and I need to explain my situation to him. I wrote my situation to him, and he said, "Oh, I will get back to you. I need to talk to my partner, Jenny." I feel like he'll never get back to me. I don't have any hopes. A few hours later, he texts me, "Come to the studio. We wanted to talk to you." I went back to the studio and met Jenny. She was a middle aged woman, dressed super cool and very nice. She told me I would be super unique in the industry. I thought, why not? Let me just give a try. I was very excited, but I still had questions in my mind. After signing with Jenny and Josh, we did few photo shoots together and I got some jobs. But however, I noticed my bookings were limited. My prosthetics weren't visible and the types of shoots I was offered feel very restricted. I feel very less competitive compared to the other models. One day, I was just in the agency studio hanging around with my modeling friends. Jenny was also there, and she called me over and said, "You need to be willing showing your legs. That means you have to change a new prosthetic legs and attract more clients." I saw she was right, and I agreed. My prosthetics were very old and had a lot of disadvantages. That same day, I went back home. I saw my dad sitting on the kitchen table with a cup of coffee in his hands, and he said, "Fang, I think it's time for you to change a new prosthetic legs." And I feel like it was a sign because Jenny just mentioned earlier in the day, and now he's telling me again, it was time for a change. We spent a few months searching for doctors. Eventually, we found the best one that is recommended by University of Miami professors. The doctor showed me a picture of his wife, who is also prosthetics, wearing a rose gold color and with a lot of flower designs on it. I thought she had the prettiest leg in the world. The doctor also mentioned the legs has a microchip inside that knows our next movement and keep us balanced. I tell him, "Yes, I want the same one. Give me that." And we spent a long time in the process of getting the new legs. Finally, that day, the doctor called me, "Come to the office. Your legs are ready." I sat in the chair waiting. As he walked in holding two legs, one in each hand, he handed them to me and said, "These are your legs, try them on." When I first saw them, I was surprised on how cool they looked, and the color that I chose is metallic black and very futuristic looking. I thought they were the coolest leg. I tried them on, and of course, it's very uncomfortable. For me, it's like driving a new car. I took the legs home just for practice. I decided to stay at home for a few days, not going anywhere, just to practice walking. But right after I decided, my best friend from college called me, said, "I'll come to my graduation. Don't worry. We'll take very good care of you." I wanted to be a supportive friend, so I said yes. On the other hand, I also saw it as a great chance to show up in public and observe people's reactions. The next day, I put on a black miniskirt to show my cool new legs and paired with a cute top. I also brought my walking stick with me and I had my friends help me walk. At the graduation, everyone greeted me with warmly and with smiles. The staff even helped me find the best seat to watch my friend. After the ceremony, we took a lot of memory photos. I was just looking at the photos of myself. I think I look fabulous. Why shouldn't I just post it on Instagram? On the other side, I'm thinking, what if I post on Instagram? The people who doesn't know I'm prosthetics will unfollow me because what if they don't like disabled people? And then I'm like, well, at this point, like, who cares? I posted anyways. The second I posted, my phone started blowing up, everyone giving likes, comments, and messages from everywhere. Jenny saw the picture and called me immediately, screaming with excitement. A month later, she called me for a photo shoot to debut my new legs. On set, I wore a pink lingerie set, proudly showcasing my body and my prosthetics. I feel more confident than ever, with no worries about the poses and outfits. For the first time, I truly saw myself as a professional model. When the picture came out, Jenny helped me promote them, and soon big agencies just started reaching out. I was super grateful for such amazing agent and my dad and my mom and a loving family. I was just super happy. Since then, I've signed with a major agency representing both Miami and Chicago, and I'm steadily making my way. Oh, thank you.
That was Fangfang. To learn more about her, visit our website storyclatter.org. Being a storyteller on stage is just one way to make story clatter happen, but if standing alone in the spotlight in front of an audience doesn't speak to you, maybe becoming a story clatter donor is more your speed. Story clatter donors play a vital role in our ability to bring you this podcast. We're in this together. Story clatter is one big experiment that's designed to connect us around our love of discovery, curiosity, and the natural world. If you believe in the power these stories have and this mission, please donate to the Story Clatter at storyclatter.org/donate. The most popular level is $10 a month, and you can make your tax-deductible donation at storyclatter.org/donate. But really, any level makes a difference, and we're so grateful to everyone who supports Story Clatter.
With President's Day savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to 35% off select appliances like LG. Plus, save up to an extra $450 on select appliances. And with customizable kitchen packages, we make it easy to shop and swap for the features you want. Like the 3-door French door refrigerator with slow-melting round craft ice. Shop President's Day savings and get up to 35% off select appliances like LG, America's most reliable line of appliances. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. America's most reliable line of appliances per independent study. See store online for details. Minimum purchase required.
If fashion is your thing, eBay is it. eBay's where I find all my favorites, from handbags to iconic streetwear, all authenticated. For real. This time, a little Supreme, some Gucci. I even have that vintage Prada on my watch list. That's why eBay's my go-to for all my go-tos. Yeah, eBay. The place for new, pre-loved, vintage, and rare fashion. eBay. Things people love.
Our next story is from storyteller and writer Devin Sandiford. His story is recorded at our go-to New York spot, Caveat, for our annual fundraiser, Proton Prom. This story hits like a gut punch in the best way possible. And it's so relatable if you've ever tried to seem cooler or more put together just to impress someone. It never really works out, does it? Or at least it never has for me. Anyway, here's Devin.
It's 2007. I'm 22 years old, and I'm climbing these dark blue steps in Long Beach, California. I'm headed up to this girl's apartment. This girl is not my girlfriend. This fact did not occur to me until I was already climbing the steps. I do have a girlfriend. This girl is just a friend who is a girl. And I hadn't really thought much about it until this moment when she had invited me up to her place. Earlier in the day, I didn't think that the night was going to end here at all. I had started school out in Long Beach, transferred from a school inland, and I started going to this engineering program. Initially, when I had decided to do engineering. I told everybody because my grandpa was a jack of all trades. When I was little, he used to fix all the types of things, and I used to love watching my grandpa go and fix everything people would bring him. And that's why I tell people that I go to this school. But actually, part of the reason I chose engineering was just to look really smart. To me, going to this school, double majoring in biomedical engineering, I figured I could really go here and find a place where I belong. Most of my family, they go to medical school, they go to nursing, they go to teaching. I'm the only one in my family who's gone to engineering school, and so I'm sitting in the back of the class. I don't have any friends. I've only met my engineering mates until one of my friends texts me that you do know somebody that goes to this school. You remember Angela? And I was like, Angela? Yeah, I remember Angela. Angela is this beige, light-skinned black girl with long flowing hair. I'm not saying she looks like Rihanna, but if it was a movie, Rihanna would be playing her part. And so I'm like, yeah, no, I remember Angela. And so I decided to text her and for her to meet me in the engineering program. And she's like, oh, absolutely, I don't have any friends here either, like I'll meet you up. And she comes and it takes her a really long time to get there, but finally she gets there. And I'm working at the back desk on some of our programming when all of a sudden I hear complete silence in the room. And I don't want to perpetuate any stereotypes, but I look up and I see all my engineering mates are staring at Angela. And they're watching her as she walks into the classroom towards me, and I'm like, I stand up from the table and I'm like, guys, in my head I'm telling them, guys, play it cool. We are cool. We've done this before. And no, none of them are playing it cool. They're all watching her as they go. And as I get closer to her, it's starting to occur to me that the closer I get to her, and as soon as I hug her, that I'm gonna instantly be the coolest guy in the engineering program. So this is working out great for me. I hug Angela, and we start talking about like how she came to the class, how she started at the school, and I'm really excited because I finally have a friend who I know, somebody who's been part of my past. And so I asked her what took her so long to get to the engineering program. She's like, I've never been to this building before. Like, it was really hard to find. I was like, pretty sure it's right next to your building. And she's like, nah, I don't think so. You wouldn't be able to find my building. And so I was like, challenge accepted. So later in the day, I start to walk to her class. We made a plan after I was done with my engineering to go meet her. It was really easy to find her, but I realized I got brownie points for knowing how to get around the campus, and so I felt pretty good. We went and grabbed a snack at the cafeteria. It's nighttime, and at this point, I had to go because I knew I had work the next day, and she had to go as well. And so we started to walk, but she started to walk in the opposite direction. And I was like, where are you going? The parking lot's this way. And she's like, oh, I take the school shuttle. And I was like, oh, I can just take you. It's cool. And she's like, oh, that's awesome. I think in my mind, I thought this would be another opportunity for me to look really cool in Angela's eyes. But it didn't occur to me that at the time I had a 1985 Toyota Camry, which had 250,000 miles on it. Not the coolest car. But anyway, I get in the car. Angela and I are just friends. We start driving to her apartment, pull into her parking lot, and this is the moment when she asked me to come up to her apartment. And at the time when she asked, I wasn't quite sure if she was asking me to come up as a friend or if she was asking me to come up. And I have a girlfriend, so in my mind, I was trying to think, like, I don't want to put myself in this situation, but at the same time, like, I think I can still play this line of being cool, being smart, being just like a great guy. And so I trust myself. I'm 22 years old. I think I can handle this. And so I park in the visitor parking spot. We both get out of the car, and we start walking up these steps. And as I'm walking up the steps, you know those moments when you're like realizing it's a bad idea? That was the moment. Every single step, I'm like, this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. I'm picturing those movies where one person kisses the other and the other person has to explain to their significant other that I didn't kiss them, they kissed me, which never seemed like a reasonable explanation. And so I'm trying to figure out how to get out of this, but I'm also not great at saying no and just like turning around and doing things. So I'm like, I'm just gonna commit to this. I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna find my way quickly, and I'm gonna get out. And so she opens her third floor apartment for me, welcomes me in. I take off my shoes because I'm a black man and that I don't want to bring the dirt in from outside. She shows me her kitchen and I'm blown away. Her kitchen can fit an actual table. I have a studio apartment, and so this is impressive to me. She has a full-size fridge. She shows me the fridge and it's got actual stuff in it. I have a small little college fridge. And she shows me the living room. It's this huge living room, and everything's going fine. I'm like, this is not too bad. And she's like, let me show you the bedroom. And as soon as she says this and starts walking down the hallway, I'm like, this is the moment when it happens. Like, how can I not go down the hallway? And I can't think of anything. And so I'm just following behind her. And when she walks into the bedroom, I just decide I'm gonna peek my head in. Oh, this is nice. And I turn around and say, I gotta go. I've got work tomorrow. I head back to her front door. She follows behind me, and I put on my shoes, and I'm like, thank you so much for showing me your place. This was great. I gotta go. Thank you. And we hug, and I leave. And I'm like, get down to the steps, and I'm going down. I'm like, oh my God, why did I do that? That was so stupid. I should have never put myself in that scenario. Thank God I'm out of there. I get back to my car, and I start driving to my own apartment when I see a call from Angela. I look down at my phone, I pick it up, and I'm thinking to myself, what does she want? Did she forget something in my car? Does she want me to come back? I pick up the phone, and Angela's first words are, did you see a check my mom left me? And I'm like, is she asking me this? Or no, I didn't see the check. I just give her a chance to maybe she just wants to know if I saw it. And she's like, well, the funny thing is I knew exactly where it was before you came, and now it's not there anymore. And I can just feel my blood starting to boil. I think to myself, I can't believe Angela would ask me this question, that she knows enough about me that this is not who I am. And I can feel myself starting to get so angry, and I'm starting to picture all the times when I've had things like this happen to me. The first time I had someone accuse me of stealing, I was 12 years old, standing next to a kiosk with my hands in my pocket, when the guy thought I had stolen candy and threatened to call the cops on me. The first time the police stopped me while I was walking in a neighborhood, I was 14 years old. And just 6 months earlier, from going in Angela's place, I had been surrounded by the police at the hotel that I was staying at because I was suspicious. And I'm so angry that she's asking me this question. And so I tell her, no, I did not see your mom's check. I didn't take your mom's check. There would be nothing for me to do with your mom's check. It's not even made out to me. And she's like, I'm positive that you must have taken it because I know where it was. And we're going back and forth. And the next thing I know, I just shout at her, I didn't take it, and I hang up, the first person I've ever hung up on in my life. And I get back to my apartment, and she's texting me, asking me about the check, and I decide that I'm not going to respond to her at all. I just go to sleep the best I can, calm down. The next morning, I wake up to go to work, and I get a text message from Angela. She's found the check. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I thought you knew exactly where it was. And she tries to play it off and says, no, I was just joking with you. I knew you didn't take it. And for whatever reason, this makes me even more angry. And for many, many years, I was angry at Angela, never talked to her again in my life. Even 2 years later, when she became my sister's friend, I was just always angry and told myself that I didn't expect her to do that. But the truth was that I actually wasn't angry at Angela. I had wanted to look like this smart, cool, attractive engineer. And when I had gone over there, I thought that's how I had left. But it turns out that she had only ever seen me as this suspicious person. And I didn't want to talk to her or see her again, because every time I looked at her, it reminded me of a time where I didn't feel like I was loved. Thank you.
That was Devin. If you'd like to learn more about him, visit our website, storyclatter.org. Our website is just one way to connect with Storyclatter, but there are so many other ways, and we hope you'll use them all. You can always follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Head to storyclatter.org to become a financial supporter, or if you want to come to one of our shows, start your own Storyclatter show in your community, or even learn how to tell your own science story, you can learn all about that on our website too. Also, if you haven't voted for your favorite storyteller, you should totally do that now. We really need your help to decide who's going to perform at our 15-year anniversary party. So head to our website and vote now. This podcast is produced by me, Misha Gajewski, along with Jen Chen, Nikisha Roberts-Washington, and Aaron Barker, Executive Director and co-founder of The Storyclatter. The stories featured in today's episode were produced by Risks, Cindy Freeman, Aaron Barker, and me, Misha Gajewski. Special thanks goes out to Storyclatter's board and team. Also, special thanks to our friends at Risk Podcast and to Cindy for thinking of us to share Fangfang's story. Our theme music is by Ghost, and we'll be back next week with another Best of Storyclatter episode from our archive. Until next time, thanks for listening.